Y'all, I am so single. Earlier, I went out and stood at the edge of a cliff and I was like, I love you. And my echo, that little come back was like, I just want to be friends. I'm like, why? Why?
If you can't handle me at my worst, then leave. Because I don't have a best, I'm just equally awful all the time, so...
I shoot my shot by thinking about you, and if you can't hear me, then that's just on you.
I saw that going differently in my mind.
It's that time again, and even though I've been looking up and out and about and hanging out with friends and going to the beach, going to the gym, making eye contact, nobody talks to you in the real world. So that leaves us with dating apps. And I know most of us don't like dating apps. I don't like dating apps, but once a month I try to go on a date. And so I have been talking to somebody via text that I met on a dating app. I'll tell you which one in another video when I give you a recap of how this date goes. I'm on my way there. Hopefully he's a really nice person. You know, last time it was a lot of misinformation prior to that first date.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be kicking it off with this divorced woman right here who says men don't approach her anymore. Now, she's 40 plus years of age, guys, and what is her solution? Her solution, of course, is to jump on dating applications and try and date the bad boys, try and date the chads, and of course, when they don't want a relationship, it is oh so shocking. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. Guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and we also have a bunch of clips lined up after this one, so without further ado, let's just jump right into the video.
It's that time again, and even though I've been looking up and out and about and hanging out with friends and going to the beach, going to the gym, making eye contact, nobody talks to you in the real world. So
I love this thing, guys, where a lot of these women, they get to a certain age and they're like, man, you know, nobody talks to me anymore. Why don't men approach me? Guys, there is such a long list of reasons why men don't approach women these days. It's actually getting ridiculous. Number one, because they get socially shamed for doing it. You know, you get called a creep, etc. if you aren't attractive to the woman. Number two, there's no benefit to being chivalrous, considering that, you know, women just treat you oftentimes terribly if you do things. Like, if you're someone who opens... I saw a comment yesterday from a dude, and he was like, I opened a door for a woman the other day, and she said, oh, you know, I can open doors myself. And it's like, okay, if you're not going to appreciate men, why would men talk to you in the first place? Let's keep going. And that, of course, you know, she's 40 plus years of age. She is divorced. The list goes on.
So that leaves us with dating apps. And I know most of us don't like dating apps. I don't like dating apps. But once a month, I try to go on a date.
Okay, so we don't like dating applications, and yet we're on a dating application. We know that it's a terrible idea. We know that these applications are essentially just for hookups, but of course, guys, what does she do? What is her solution? Men aren't approaching her anymore. Men are not approaching, you know, these women anymore. So what is the solution? Oh, well, I'm going to get on a dating application. You know, and again, guys, I just want to highlight this, okay? This video specifically, I believe this woman is divorced. Okay, so again, it's crazy to me how these girls will divorce their husbands. And I say that, I don't know if, you know, the dude initiated the divorce or whatever. And I made this point the other day that typically when men initiate divorces, it's usually because the woman is acting up, forcing the man to initiate the divorce anyway. The majority of these divorces are initiated by women. So the thing is, we go out here, we get to 40 plus years of age. We, you know, have a divorce with our man, and then we go back out to dating. We realize that men don't want to talk to us, and our solution is to jump on dating applications. Really intelligent.
And so I have been talking to somebody via text that I met on a dating app. I'll tell you which one in another video when I give you a recap of how this date goes.
It is really crazy to me how you have women on TikTok literally just recording their entire dating lives as if it's a television show where they have thousands of people tuning in. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Some of these women that we cover on this channel, they actually have a good amount of followers, believe it or not, like people who watch their stuff. But it's just so narcissistic to me that you have people go, yeah, here's my dating life, here's all this, here's all that, and they treat it like their own reality television show. Hell, even if the girl has like 6 followers, you see women posting these videos. Because yeah, there's a lot that have followers, but there's also a lot that we cover on this channel that don't have any followers, guys. They're essentially just talking to themselves and Rebecca down the road.
On my way there, hopefully he's a really nice person. You know, last time it was a lot of misinformation prior to that first date.
Yeah, so what's happening? We're going out here, we're dating bad boys, and then we're annoyed when we don't get the commitment. Right, so look at this. She's written on the screen. Let me pull this up so you guys can see. You know, do you think lunch dates are a good idea? Would you have a beer? You see, a lot of these women, guys, they're starting to not like the coffee dates, right? They're not liking the cheap dates that men are taking them on, okay? Because they want men to invest in them, you know? I've seen a lot of women, like, particularly on the subreddit. What was it called, man? The subreddit that literally turned off Reddit. I think we had a lot to do with that. I forget the name of them. Oh, I don't know why I can't remember. Oh, female dating strategy, right? You saw a lot of posts over there saying things like, we're not accepting walking dates anymore. We're not accepting coffee dates anymore because they want men to invest in them. Let's keep going.
This time I've asked some really good questions. And so I think that if nothing else, it'll be a nice evening. And, you know, it's just a drink and maybe something to eat. And so I always tell you guys to not give up. And part of me following my own advice is to try to get at least one good first date a month. And
man, this advice of like, you know, your Prince Charming is always coming. Never settle. Don't give up, woman. You know, like this is the kind of issue where like you'll have women give advice to other women that's just really bad. You know, like you start telling 20-year-old women, hey, party until you're 40. Don't worry. Your Prince Charming is going to save you even after you get a divorce and you're 40 plus years of age. It's quite delusional. There's going to be some simp who will come along and quote-unquote save you, sure. But you're not going to like him. You're not going to respect him. You're going to use him. And chances are you're just going to cheat on him anyway. So what's the point? Okay, it's really weird to me how girls will sit on TikTok and give each other such bad advice, man. Like, if I was a girl watching this, you know, it's just, quite frankly, it's rather insulting, to be honest with you.
by good, I just mean a first date. Most of them are not good, and most of them don't lead to second or third dates. But you never know, right? You just never know unless you go. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going, and I will let you know how it goes tomorrow.
So what's the strategy? We're jumping on dating applications. We're going on 1 date a month, right? So totaling 12 dates a year. But she says, you know, a good date. So we're going on more than 12 dates a year. Okay, and we still haven't found our man. Okay, and I've said this before, guys. Like, if you give a man like 5 options, okay, he will make one of them work. He'll figure out a way to really like one, you know, and he can see himself having a future with one. But a lot of these women, hell, even at 40 plus years of age and divorced, you can give them like 200 options, guys, and they'll find an issue with each and every single one of them. And say, well, I'm better than this guy, or I deserve better than this guy because his ears are too long, he doesn't earn enough money, okay, he has like a political view that I don't agree with, which, yes, by the way, guys, that is a very serious comment, right? You'll have women who literally won't be with dudes, you know, because they have different beliefs than them. Craziness, right? So they're looking for this magical unicorn man that doesn't exist. And even if they do want the dude, they come across that guy who's really attractive, is typically the metric. Chances are the dude doesn't want her because they're all looking for the same dude anyway.
or the next day, but I will do a recap of how it goes. And wish me luck. You never know. You can't win if you don't play. So I hope you had a great day, and I'll see you real soon in the comments. Bye.
Holy man. Oh, what's this next? We got a woman giving divorce and breakup advice in her car. So guys, let us know what you think of this video right here before we jump into the next one. 40 plus years of age, divorced, still looking for her Prince Charming, going on many dating application dates. Guys, I can't imagine what will go wrong. But let's continue into the next clip here. And I haven't seen this one. It's bound to be good. So let's jump in.
You just got out of a relationship or a marriage or whatever, this video is for you. You need to pause and think about life from a different angle.
Yeah, I'm not in this situation, but don't tell me what I need to do. Thank you.
So much so that you give yourself the space to change the way that you operate. So I know this isn't rocket science, but like, we live in patterns. We repeat patterns. If we're not conscious and awake, you pick the same thing again. And so may I present to you a different way of going about your recovery, your healing, your rebuild, if you will.
Very interesting to me how it's always painted, you know, recovery, healing, rebuild is the words that this woman chose to use. Considering that girls like this are the ones initiating the most divorces in the first place. What do you have to heal from? You're the one dipping out, typically. Now, I don't know this woman's situation. Okay, she might be one of the rare few that don't, you know, she's not the one causing it. But guys, the statistics bear this out, okay? Women are initiating most of the divorces. And if the man is initiating the divorce, let me tell you guys, in a lot of those instances, typically the man is actually driven to initiate the divorce because of something the woman has done. So don't come on here and talk about healing and finding your journey and crap like that. Like, what are you healing from? You dipped out of that relationship probably a good amount of time before it actually ended. So yeah, let's keep going.
Focus on first your healing, what you want to create for yourself, who you are, who you want to be. Deconstruct it all before you rebuild it all. That's what
narcissism.
We have to do. We have to bring it down to the ground before we can, you know, do the thing. Number 2, focus on the money. Create the financial stability, financial recovery. Everyone takes a financial hit going through a divorce. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. Like,
women don't typically. Like, what are you talking about here? You're trying to tell me that women don't benefit financially from divorces? You are out of your mind, brother. You are absolutely out of your mind. Women are rewarded financially for destroying marriages. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. Like, and yes, there are instances where that doesn't happen, of course, but in a lot of these cases, women are walking away with cash and money prizes. Okay, and not even just money, literally children as well. Okay, so don't give me this crap of like, well, you know, you gotta rebuild the finances. A lot of these girls are walking away with houses, man. Literally houses.
literally every single person on this planet who goes from 2 incomes to 1 income, whether you're the breadwinner or not, money is leaving. So let's focus on you and then the money. And then we focus on the relationship healing when you're ready. And the reason I present it to you in this way, which is exactly what I teach you to do in Money Before Men, which
So is this a dating coach that like has a course called Money Before Men? That is crazy, guys. I am, her students must have a lot of dating success, I am sure.
is your divorce recovery kit, is so that when you are ready to pick somebody, you've given yourself time to disrupt the way that you normally would be doing things. Because patterns, those neurons fly freaking fast, guys. I'm not a therapist. I don't claim to be one, but I know how cognitive change works. And I know that if I get you to focus on you first and then your bank account, things start shifting. You give yourself a window of time where that healing takes place. And then you can actually be like, oh, I'm consciously aware of what I want to create for myself. I know where it is that I'm going. I understand who I am and who I want to be and what I value and where my money is going, so that I pick someone that's going where I'm going and I don't just forfeit it when someone walks into my life because, like, you know how that goes. When people get into relationships and all of a sudden they don't have best friends anymore, it's like that all they're doing is in the relationship. No. Individuality, autonomy comes with it. We gotta lock that shit down for you first, and then the relationship.
Guys, I've said this before on the channel, okay? But, you know, if you want a billion-dollar business idea, guys, here it is. Just get on TikTok and start lying to women. You know, like, what was that guy's name? I forget his... I forget the guy's name. I think it was Derek Jackson. The guy who just gave terrible dating advice to women. Literally made so much money off of them. And it reminds me of these girls on TikTok where they jump on and say, well, you know, in order to heal your relationships and crap, this woman's method is literally putting money before men. Which, hey, look, if you want to put money before men, you want to put money before family, cool. But don't expect to have a good dating life if you're going to do that, okay? You're going to attract dudes who are okay with being disrespected, right? If you're placing a whole bunch of things above men, and you're saying, look, I want to put my career first, that's totally cool. But don't be surprised when men don't want to deal with you, okay? You're a 40-plus-year-old career woman, and you got a few million in the bank. Dudes don't really care about that. You know, dudes aren't looking at your certificate of education and going, wow, I can't wait to date Sarah because Sarah has a diploma in some bullcrap that doesn't even matter. Dudes really don't care about this. But guys, let's jump into the last clip here and see what this woman has to say if I can find it. I believe we have another car video. Take a look. It'll load. Yes, it's always in the car rambling, guys. Let's jump in.
Someone who's going to agree with me. I don't know how to function without a man, and I'm just being serious. I was married for 2 years, in a relationship for a total of 12. So that's all I've ever known is having my person, having my partner, that be my best friend. Like, that's all I've ever known. So to not have that is pretty strange for me. Like, it's weird. Like, yeah, I have a great support system with my friends. I got my girls, they got my back. They're there for me. My clients are there for me. But it's just something different having that, like, loving, caring, ride or die male energy. Like,
I love how all of these videos, guys, are spoken like statistically they are not the issue. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, there's like a low chance that these women don't initiate like, the odds are, guys, that the women initiated the divorces in these videos. That's what the stats bear out. The stats say, in the majority of situations, women are the ones initiating the divorces, okay? And in each of these clips, it's like they regret something, you know? Or they're like, well, I gotta focus on my healing. Number one, what are you healing from? You got this woman here who's saying, I miss men, okay? I miss having a man in my life. It's like, these are the women who are initiating the divorces, breaking up the families in the first place, guys. I saw a clip the other day where a woman got found out that her kid wasn't hers, okay? And the dude, it was in a courtroom. I don't know if it was like a reality TV show. It didn't seem too scripted for me, okay? But there was like some show where the mother got found out to have had a kid, but the kid wasn't the father. Like, it was a different father. And so the kid found out that his father that he had assumed was his father his entire life wasn't actually his dad. And the woman starts crying when she got found out for this. And everybody's comforting the woman, bearing in mind that the woman had to cheat and commit paternity fraud in order to do this. Nobody was there comforting the son, you know, who grew up thinking that his father was his biological father the whole time. You know, it's like woman does X that is bad, okay, gets found out, and then cries about it, talks about healing, and everybody sympathizes with her. It's really amazing to me, guys. You can have people who do the wrong thing, play victim, and then people comfort them. Super crazy to me.
it's just different. Now, partially, this is my fault because I don't know how to date. Like, I was in a relationship from the time I was 16 to 29. One relationship, it was as simple as, you fine. Like, I like you. Let's do this. And I'm like, yeah, like, I want to get to know you. You cute too.
What do you reckon is going to happen to this woman's TikTok feed, guys? She's coming into 30 years of age. What's the bet? This woman, you know, will have a series of videos complaining about how men are trash, right? And why aren't men committing to me, and all they do is play games, etc. Right? It's like they get out of these long-term relationships, they get back on the dating market, and then they realize that the streets are cold, that the men that they want don't actually want them, and then we end up with like a whole host of 50 car videos crying that become content for my channel.
And then we did it, and then it just lasted. It is not that simple anymore, and I don't think I have the patience to really get to know people. I don't like asking a lot of questions. Like, I like when things can happen organically, not like forced. Also, people be wanting to text all day long. I don't like doing that. Like, you have to realize, being in such a long-term relationship, we worked. So, like, we text throughout the day a little bit, like, how your day going, whatever. I see you at home, we talk a little bit. It was just like a routine. Like, we didn't talk all day long, and people want to talk all day long, or text, or talk on the phone, or FaceTime. I'm just not used to that, and I really just don't have the capacity to do that all day long.
Yeah, so here's the problem that a lot of women run into, is they'll typically run into two categories of dudes, okay? They'll run into the category of dude that is just way too talkative and wants to spend all his time with her because, you know, like a typical simp, basically. Run into a guy who validates her, wants to FaceTime all the time, has nothing better to do than to chase women. Okay, that's man number one that they'll typically run into, which they don't respect. Okay, man number two is only interested in fun, and he'll message you like here and there, but like not really. He doesn't really want to talk to you. He's not interested in having a relationship with you, so he doesn't talk to you at all. And that's the funny thing, guys, is like, women are stuck between these two situations of like, the men that they want don't want them at all, and then the men that want them they don't respect. And truthfully, guys, a lot of men are putting women just like up on this ridiculous pedestal, messaging them all day, trying to ask how they're doing, okay? And women don't respect this. Now, if you want to do that, I don't care. I personally view it as a complete and utter waste of time. But you know, it's really funny when women say crap like this, because they're actually telling you, you know what I mean? That you have dudes who want to sit there and message women all day. I couldn't imagine anything worse, guys. Like, I'm not a big talker at all. Like, yeah, I do this channel, guys, right, where I talk for 20 minutes or so, but I'm not a big talker. I like to keep to myself and stuff like this. It baffles me that dudes have the time to spend all day talking to women who don't respect them. It's amazing.
Also, being in a relationship with one person for that long, you just gradually get to know them. Like, now I feel like everything expedited because I'm 30, right? I think I want to have another child. I want to get married again. I don't have 10 plus years to get to know somebody. Like, I need.
Okay, so not only are we divorced, right, but we're a single mother, and we need to hurry things along because she wants to have another kid. So, like, we did the whole family thing, but we didn't want to do it, so we want to have another family. Man, it's just silly, man. It really is silly. So you have a single mother who wants to have a kid with another dude, so of course she needs to speed things along because she's getting too old, and the men that she wants aren't paying attention to her anymore.
I need to do this quick to see if I'm wasting my time or not, and I just don't have the capacity to do that. You gotta learn about their dating history, like what happened in their last relationship, like why are they single, what's their life like with their parents, what are their career goals, what are their aspirations, do they want kids, do they not want kids, do you want a long-term relationship or not, like what little icks do you have? Like, it's just overwhelming. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just want my man, my man, my man. That's what I want. My man.
Yeah, why isn't there a man to save me? Why isn't there some dude who's going to come along and to save me from my single motherdom and my divorced past? And this is the theme, guys, of all of these particular videos of, you know, the girls who are on a time limit dating, okay, is they want something from men. That's why you saw this woman right here. You know, she threw the career in there. She's looking for the dude with the career aspirations and blah, 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 right? Because they want a dude who's going to provide. They want a dude who's going to have a kid with them, who's going to be quite attractive, and who's going to provide for her. You know what I mean? And chances are they're not going to find that. They're going to find some dude who they don't respect, or they're going to cheat on him and have a kid with another man. It's just an absolute train wreck, guys. Rather than actually build a family with one dude, stay in it because you actually care about the man, we have to go man shopping, right? We have to go through all of these different dudes, and by the time we're 35, you know, just barely, we're going to try and have a kid, even though it's, you know, really quite dangerous. But guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. What do you guys think of some of the clips that we have covered here today? Do you think that this woman's date is going to be successful? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, guys, make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.